Okay, so as promised, uh, I did my I did my best to do a top 10, my favorite solo tracks from Bruce Dickinson, and keep it to five honorable mentions. Which, honestly, looking at my list, I did not. And I wrote one thing out for when I gotta do you know, the little graphic or whatever. Tyranny of Souls, love that album. Not my favorite, but love it. Okay, so I didn't want to do this on like Copilot or anything like that because honestly, when it keeps spitting out the wrong band members and stuff like that for different things, uh, especially when you're doing the different live tracks of Miles Davis and the bootleg series and things like who played on what, and I'll realize it when I'm doing these, and I'll go, I have my little notes, and I'm like, no, that's not who's on that album. So yeah, better for worse, I might as well go back to old school and just dictate on Word. And I mean, what's the point of having this $30 mic if you ain't gonna fucking use it for the right thing to save time? Honestly, that's what I did to get through all my the last half of my vinyl collection. That took a couple months, and then once I got the micro, I realized you could talk to the damn computer. You dumbass, what's wrong with you? So, think smarter, not harder. Oof. But then it cuts out, and you have to reload the voice, or you pause and it stops and tries to talk over you when you're reading out the runouts and what the sleeve damage is and stuff like that, and that's annoying as hell. But okay, enough of my BS ranting. My number 10, coming off of Skunkworks, is Strange Death in Paradise. This is very dynamic, heavy plotting. Bruce soaring through his vocals, though. Uh, the outro is great, even if he's just repeating the title over and over. But by 1998, Iron Maiden started their 8-time choruses. What I mean, go back and count, going from Virtual 11 to the present. Invariably, they say the title of the song 8 times as part of the chorus. Go listen to Brave New World. Go listen to No More Lies, uh, Dance of Death, For the Greater Good of God, Brighter Than a Thousand Suns. I love these songs, but I'm telling you, count. He will say the thing. It will go 8 times. So I'm not making this up. I figured it out real fast. I was like, okay, there's a tendency here. So, but I like to think it started around this time, anyways. This is '96. So, Strange Death in Paradise, as I said, was the Bruce talking about uh, the atomic bombs being dropped and just the effect in the world. Number 9, I went to the first album. I went to Tattooed Millionaire, and I picked this one. Actually has a video. Uh, the ballad "Born in '58." Pretty fitting yesterday. Uh, it's hard rock. Yannick Gers on guitar right before he joined Maiden, and this is 6 years after Gillan folded and went back to no, 7 years, because Gillan folded the second band in '83 when he joined Deep Purple and left the other guys kind of broken, stranded, and well, he joined Sabbath, and then Mark II reunited for '84, Perfect Strangers. Uh, Born in '58, it's an autobiographical song. It's just it's easy. It's a foot tapper. You can sing along with it. That it has a lot of personal meaning to him, and he draws you in with it. Number 8, I went off of this one, For the River of No Return. Small, slow, chugging intro. Bruce narrating a little bit, calm, like kind of like a river, and then it takes off. It goes up and down, up and down. I've always been drawn to the song, about a little bit about aging, taking chances. Number 7, off of, and this was where it got tough because I was making a conscious choice to try to just pick 1 to 2 songs off of every album. And if I had to pick 1 to 2 off of every album, what would I go with? So for my number 7, I went to Accident of Birth, and this is track 3, Star Children. The alien comes down to visit people, wash away your sins, give you hope, but he's also death and swallowing your souls and stuff. Evil Dead. Okay, I'll swallow your soul. Okay, but Star Children is just the real kickoff that this is going to be. Adrian's there, and this is going to be more of a classic Maiden album. Is just how the delivery and the flow of this track goes. Freak's a little bit of an odd one, that's why. Uh, number number 6. I had arrows checking this. I went back for the title track, "A Tyranny of Souls." That was one of the first ones that when I got my blue iPod Mini, which I still have. I bet if I plug it in and let it sit for a day or two, it might turn on again. I mean, I got my Pikachu Game Boy Color yellow and blue Game Boy to work after 20 years. I put a set of batteries in November, and the damn game started up exactly where I left off. So chances are the iPod Mini is going to work. If a damn Nintendo product from 1999 2000 turns over and works perfectly in 2025 2026. So Tyranny of Souls is one of the first tracks from Bruce I downloaded on my iPod, and I like I said, I didn't get this album until 2016 2017. It's not that I didn't know it. I just took forever, and I wasn't working and stuff like that. Shame on me. But Tyranny of Souls is just dark, theatric, dramatic, almost at times just downright evil sounding. Nod to the Tempest from Shakespeare. And Bruce, he can be so theatrical and dramatic without totally hamming it up. And he just, the power, the grit, or when he's just soaring in different levels, second and third octave type of stuff. It just pulls on with just the dark energy that Roy Z gave the production, and the bass and guitar on it. Why he didn't tour that album, I don't know. Well, I know why, because Maiden was in the middle. Maiden was still going Dance to Death, and then doing the Death on the Road, and for the live video, and then they'd pop up on what became Eggfest, the infamous 2005 Ozfest run, when Sharon paid a bunch of people to fuck with the band and shut off their equipment and all that. So he never toured A Tyranny of Souls, and I feel like that was a lost opportunity for his solo catalog. But yeah, you know what, that whole Ozfest incident really catapulted the band on a larger scale in the U.S. Markets again. It had been a while, so everything works out. But Tyranny of Souls, I just loved how crushingly heavy and evil it sounded for its time. It's still dramatic, and it was like a metal anthem type of thing where you reminded they could do anything if they actually know how to write and how to produce. So enough of that ranting. Number 5, I'm going from the new one, and the lead-off track, Afterglow of Ragnarok. That nothing said when this was the first video and the single. Nothing said he was back more than this, and much like Tyranny of Souls, it can be he's got that dramatic multi-octave delivery going, then it's got this gorgeously produced music and chorus line with harmony and how the guitars and the drums and the keys are laid in. When this came out, I thought, okay, I'm buying this day one. I'm already sold. It's just an immediate hit and a return song. And of course, you get Rain on the Graves with the other video with all the William Blake stuff. And okay, moving on. It'll take too long. Number 4, this one's, I went back to Accident of Birth for this one. The Dark Side of Aquarius. What an epic. In all honesty, you've not heard Accident of Birth, that 1, 2, 3 punch of Star Children taking the Queen and directly into Dark Side of Aquarius is this. It's like 3 part, well, four if you count uh, the Toltec 7 arrival little intro with the modulated voice that he's introducing himself as the alien. It is so damn good. You are hooked on that album on the first listen with this bit. But Dark Side of Aquarius, Bruce going into, not for the first time, but going heavy into philosophy and the Wheel of Dharma, the Dharmak Chu. I'm not going to go into the uh, seven spokes, and at one point for one emperor's dynasty it became 12. I'm not going to go into all that. You can look at it as the short version of it is karma. Uh, you get into samsara and nirvana and all that. Samsara being the whole idea of starting over again until you get it right, then nirvana. But Bruce talking about the first part is all the different the four horsemen arriving. It's this epic chugging Roy Z bass and Adrian Smith guitar. It just builds up, and Bruce narrating each of the different Hell Riders, and off it goes. It was also one of my dad's favorites of the Bruce solo tracks. This was also one of his favorites. He thought it was a bit long, but you know what? It's fitting for my favorite Aquarius in my life that he would like the Dark Side of Aquarius, of course. Uh, but man, it's just an epic tune. The outro, you got to keep moving the wheel of Dharma, push that wheel right round and round. Okay, number 3. This was tough. The top 3 was hard. For my number 3, it could have been my number 2. I went with one that's near and dear to me. Just life in general, and between things from when I was a kid to high school through college, you know, people dying and you retreat into yourself, and then you've got the line of work I did for the last 7 years, plus the glug glug. And you get those moments you start taking chances and rediscovering yourself. And yeah, number 3 for me, could have been 2, Tears of the Dragon. Need I say more? That I think I laid it out pretty clearly there. Especially the reimagined version. Holy shit, with the orchestrations and everything. If you said this was the greatest song he ever wrote, or in the top 5 of greatest Bruce songs ever written, and I'm counting for the Iron Maiden too, I couldn't argue with you on this one. I don't think anybody that knows wouldn't argue. So, moving on, my top 2 are going to come off my favorite album. I couldn't get away from it. Number 2, and that ties in a bit to number 3, but my number 2, The Alchemist. This epic closing statement to, not counting the 2002 remaster and the 3 bonus tracks, which 2 of the 3 bonus tracks actually worth looking at. Return of the King and Confeos. The third one, Real World, is he's talking about flying to Japan and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, it's decent, but the other 2 are good. But the Alchemist, the tying also what would become the Mandrake Project as well, kind of starts here with the man trying to, you know, create gold and separate all the elements to control his life and his death, and ultimately also aiming for the higher truth, the higher powers, your heaven, however you want to call it. And just having more power over situations and everything else, and no longer really caring about the people ostracize or give him shit. Don't blame me for your sins. Your sins are dead. Number one, this was tough, and we got another Shakespeare reference in this one. Number one, The Book of Tell, obviously off of William Blake, massive tome, volume work. This is just head banging. I mean, fist pumping. It's just an epic. It does not let go. It's fast. It's almost sludgy at times. And all this religious and well, not even all religious, but ritualistic stuff tying into uh, priestesses, death. Just, go listen to it. Go listen. I'm hearing the lyrics in my head, and it's throwing me off because I want to explain it. But now in my head, I'm singing, "Stand inside the temple as the book of Tell is opening." There's those things about giant serpent or venomous serpent threatening you and killing you. There's stuff about sacrifices. Count the dawning of the day in famine and in war, and stuff like that. And when sleep takes you tonight, will you wake to see the light? Oh, just that type of stuff. It's really it gets so much into philosophy and existentialism. It's a song I replay if it comes on in the car. If I don't have the disc with me, I got my little cheesy ass flash drive. If it just pops up randomly, I I will sit in the car and waste gas if I got to where I'm going before it's done, just so I could finish it. That's and that's how I looked at. I'm like, which one? If I had to put a number one, Book of Tell. That whenever that comes on, I gotta play it. So yeah, that's my 10, best as I could. Some honorable mentions: Omega and the gorgeous, heart wrenching Arc of Space off of Accident of Birth. I did say Taking the Queen. Um, Off of, I'll go one more off of Chemical Wedding. Go with the other epic, Jerusalem. So damn good. I could even say Laughing in the Hiding Bush from Balls to Picasso is another massive banger of a solo track. I would like to point out, though, Dream State from Skunkworks. It's a dream state, you fell for it, sucker. That, you could even say Solar Confinement. Boy, so much for 5 honorable mentions. I averaged knocked that, 8? Yeah. This was a B-side, and it's a bonus track from Tattooed Millionaire. Winds of Change, I'm telling you, that's so damn good. It's in the Born in 58 style of not quite being a glam ballad, or a hair ballad, but it's just it's a good sing along. It's not quite the other Winds of Change from the Scorpions, but you're kind of in that mode. Just more of just your life changing and opening up new doors, which is entirely what Balls to Picasso was about, anyways. And Tattooed Millionaire essentially was what gave him the itch, and he realized it before they went back to the studio to do Fear of the Dark. And we all know how that whole thing unfolded in the end. So that I could Navigate the Seas of the Sun, gorgeous, mid-tempo, sometimes part ballad. Almost sounds kind of folksy and not quite steel pedal, I mean, but it parts of it wouldn't be out of place on a Dead track, like Working Man's Dead type of stuff. And so that's it. I sorry for trailing off a little bit. These songs make me think. I can read off the list, and while I'm reading them off, I can hear him singing it and what the lyrics are. So it throws me off a little bit. But that's the beauty of something when it's that good or you really connect with it. It stays in your head. Like I said 2 days ago, I I don't have to listen to these albums in full for a couple years, but the second I put them on, ding, it's all back in there, and it brings back memories of when I was driving back to and from Elmsville or making road trips and things like that. Because I do miss going down for long drives on 94. We used to go 2-3 times a week to just drive down 94 to Route T, turn onto where you take 47 into Washington and Union. And you stay on 94, you go to Marthasville, and uh, you might wind up all the way down in. You could go down to Herman, or you go straight across uh, Route B, and you follow out another 40 miles, and that gets you to the damn Jeff City. Uh, there's so many. Oh God, and the New York back and forth road trips with these albums. It just times and people I miss, and it's just how I feel about them. So okay, I rambled too much again. I did it. I tried to make it fast, but here we are again, another 22 minutes. I think I'm gonna get to. I'm almost done going to the Tom Waits catalog, so that's coming up a lot faster than I anticipated. I've got Led Zeppelin's "How the West Was Won" remaster in. I've got Halloween Gods and Monsters in. Ooh, Procol Harum's second album, Home, the 2 CD deluxe edition. I gotta listen to more Procol Harum and more Robin Trower, obviously, because he left after the live album. But and there's 15 Klaus Schulze discs over there. Four of those La Vie Electronique sets came in. There's what 16 of them total, and I've got 4, 5, 7, and yeah, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 16. Oh, five. Jesus. Uh, yeah. And Tangerine Dream site. I could even do a Tangerine Dream video on as a primer for that too. These are things I'm considering, and it'll probably be the next big one. Will probably Tom Waits because I want to catalog my CDs, and once I got one or two in to start closing the missing gaps, it's like, well, I might as well throw them all in together on Discogs and play them all. There's something to talk about. So, and how many people talk Tom Waits? It is what it is. So, gonna wrap this up now. I'm done. It's enough. Remember to go as I'm getting reflective, looking at these songs and listening to these albums, especially the Dickinson ones. Remember to take your chances, try new things, go experience some stuff. Okay, some of it's just stupid to do, so it makes sense not to do it. But um, if you got a few spare dollars or some spare time, go 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 do something else. You miss those opportunities you don't take, and in the last 7 months, somehow still being unemployed, there's a lot of good concerts and other things I could have done instead of just mostly staying in the house. Granted, I'm happy I finally started putting this stuff all together, but uh, yeah, yeah, I should have gotten on a plane and gone somewhere and done something. I might have a job here in the next couple of weeks, so there goes the opportunities, right? So I just want to say close because, especially going through the Tom Waits catalog, a little reminder came up with one of the songs from Bone Machine. You regret the things you don't do, and keep in mind that it's all going to be dirt in the ground in the end. and we're all going to be dirt in the ground. Sorry for the somberness, but it's true. So, till the next video, hit like, comment, subscribe. If I get that Thin Lizzy Vagabonds box set, I'll do a review of that. I don't know. I got so many other things in the tank and stuff to do, but I'm trying. I don't know why I keep growing. So, see you next time.